Hey guys, so you got to be aware when you start adding different exit strategies to your tool belt when you're doing wholesaling real estate. I've got a warning for you, so stay tuned. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Graylan Stewart. I'm an entrepreneur, virtual wholesaler. We do wholesaling houses nationwide all day, every day. But we also do fix and flips, and we buy and hold for long-term rentals as well. But today's video, I'm going to tell you about some warnings and precautions that you must take when you start adding other things to your tool belt in the wholesaling real estate game. So obviously, my whole channel is about wholesaling real estate. It's what we do. It's our number one exit strategy. That brings us huge cash flow, big ATM, that we can do a lot of things with, as far as growing our business even more because of the money coming in. It allows us to wholesale deals, which means we actually close on some of these properties to be able to relist them on the MLS. We do buy and hold properties, obviously, so we can have long-term wealth. And then we also do fix and flips to where we can actually take the property down, whether it's our money or hard money or private money, and then remodel the property, relist it on the MLS for a bigger profit in the end. Okay, so the warning is this. Obviously, wholesaling is cut and dry. You get a property under contract, you find a buyer, you assign your contract to that buyer, send those contracts to title, and you get paid the difference between the two contracts. So it's super simple. There's no real risk in that. And it's easy money without you having to put in a lot of money, okay? So it's easy to make a good $10,000, $20,000, okay? So that's, like I said, our number one exit strategy. We like doing that because that helps feed the machine to where we can put marketing dollars to work and then funds a lot of our other things that we're doing, okay? So the warning is this. It's easy to fall into the trap of, okay, so now we're also doing some wholesale deals, and now we're also doing fix and flips. We're also doing, buy and holds for long-term wealth. And I say that it's not really a trap, but if you're not careful, it can trap you because you can become cash poor is the whole point of this, okay? It's happened to me several times over the last few years, especially when we started doing more of these type of deals. But, let's just say, for an example, let's just say you have 5 deals in escrow, okay? And let's say maybe you wholesaled 2 of those, okay? And you made like 25 grand profit. And let's say one of those deals you decided to keep as a rental because you want long-term wealth. And then one of those deals maybe you couldn't sell at all, so you're kind of letting it go, canceling with those seller. And then one of them maybe you're flipping it, okay? All right, so out of those 5 deals, you let one go. So you got 4 deals in escrow. 2 of them you got wholesale fees, so you made $25K. But let's say you're putting at least 5 of that back into marketing or softwares and different things that you have and need to run the business. So you got $20,000 left over. Now, the fix and flip that you did, okay, you got hard money. A lot of times you can get those for $0 down. Obviously, you pay a fee for that and all that, but you are going to have, no matter what, you're going to have holding costs, and you're typically, most hard money lenders, at least the places that we flip, won't include the remodeling costs. So usually you're out of pocket, So if I'm keeping the house, and let's say I've got it fully funded 100% from the hard money lender, but then I've got holding costs for a couple of months while we remodel it, and maybe it's $10,000, it's just a lipstick deal to do the remodel. So at least I'm out probably $12,000, because a couple thousand for holding costs. By the time you factor in the lending fee, because you pay monthly for that money. You've got all the utilities, the insurance, and the taxes. So let's just say you're out $12,000. So now your cash flow is down to $8,000. Okay. And let's say in the meantime, month 2 goes on, you didn't get any new wholesale deals. You're just still kind of focusing on these fix and flips, the one fix and flip that you have and the one rental that you have, but you're down to $8,000 on working capital. Obviously, fixing and flipping, you're probably going to spend more than 10 grand. But let's just say you can even get it done for the 8 that you have left over. So that's where the issue comes in. You're cash poor at this point because now your account is virtually down to zero. You're scrambling to get another wholesale deal closed right away. So let's just say even maybe you do right at the last minute you get a wholesale deal closed and you make another 10 grand. Okay, well the fix and flip probably is going to cost you 20-25 grand. I mean, most of them that we do, it's hard to get out for under 25 grand these days, especially with the cost of materials going up and that kind of thing. So most remodeling jobs cost us a minimum of 25 grand. So let's just say that's the case. You already had 8 into it, you just close on another 10, but now that's pretty much eaten up as well. So the moral of the story is you got to be careful. Tread lightly. Make sure you have cash reserves in the bank. Because if you're just banking on that $25,000 that you just closed, when you've got this flip and this buy and hold in the process, it's going to be difficult. You're going to have to end up using credit cards or get another line of credit, or you're going to have to do something. Borrow money from friends or family or whatever the case. But the point is, you're going to be cash strapped and cash poor, and nobody wants that. So you got to be really careful when you start doing that. So if you're doing multiple deals a month, I would definitely say, make sure that 80% of those, if that's your goal, 80% of those are wholesales, because then if it's 20%, let's just say, for example, you have 10 deals, make sure 8 of those are wholesales, and 2 of those, maybe you're flipping one and you're buying and holding one, because then you've got, let's say if your average fee is 10 grand out of those 8 deals that you close, then you've got 80 grand to work with, which gives you plenty of working capital. Either that, or if you're only doing 2 or 3 deals a month and you decide to flip one or buy and hold one, just make sure you have a lot of cash reserves already in the bank, and don't just rely on that $25K that you just got from those 2 deals. Good rule of thumb is at least 3 to 6 months of working capital in your bank, your business account at all times, so that those issues don't ever come into play. Trust me, I mean, I'm telling you from experience, because that's what I do on this channel. I give you the good, the bad, and the ugly, because that's happened to me. We end up probably, we don't actually flip 4 or 5 houses every month, but we have usually 5 flips going on at the same time during the month, if that makes sense, because we might just take on one new flip, but you've got 3 or 4 others that didn't close yet. You know what I mean? So we always have 4 or 5 flips going on at one time, and usually 1 or 2 buy and holds going on at the same time as well. So every month we've got, let's just say, 5 to 7 remodels going between our flips and our holds. So we've got to have a lot of cash reserves in our bank, and not only that, we need several wholesaling deals to close every single month too, to keep feeding the machine, keep pouring money into the business, and to be able to fund all these deals as well. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully it's clear as mud at least. But I'm just telling you this out of precautions, because it's definitely happened to me in the past, to where we're down to a couple of $1,000s in our bank, and we still need to make payroll. We've got to buy more material for a certain job or whatever, and then we might have thought a wholesale deal was going to close, and it got pushed out another week. So then you're scrambling for a week, trying to figure out how you can get by on $2,000 for 1 week. It's like robbing Peter to pay Paul. Almost at some points if you're not careful. So this video is just to tell you that it's just a warning to make sure you either have a big cash reserves in your business account at all times, or you're getting more wholesaling deals closed, like at least 80% more wholesales than you are fixing, flipping, or buying and holding, just so you can fund all these projects, because it does take money, but I mean, if you can find private money that will fund all this thing for you, including the actual rehab, great. That's the best way to go, obviously. But even private money, a lot of times they only want to fund the actual deal itself. So a lot of times you're stuck just kind of doing the remodel out of pocket, and obviously it's worth it because you get paid back later by either refinancing your buy and holds or flipping the actual deal on the MLS. So yeah, it's worth it. You're going to get your money back, but you can't be cash poor in the meantime, because then what are you going to do? I mean, it can literally, and I've seen this happen to other companies, it can literally put you in bankrupt if you don't have a lot of cash reserves, or wholesale deals closing, or you don't have access to money of some sort. So anyways, that's my 2 cents. Hopefully you saw value in that. If you stuck around this long, please give me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you in future videos. Thanks a lot.